It's a dream place. There's a view from every window in this place, and there are a lot of windows. It has its own dock. You can go right down to the river, fish off the dock, or jump in a boat and take off. Can't really describe it adequately until you get there and actually see it for yourself.
That's because this luxury waterfront home is a grain tower.
Well, this is the flour tower. It was an old grain mill that my father found in early 2000.
The Flour Tower is a landmark in Bridgeport, a small town perched on the banks of the Columbia River. The tower was built in 1910 to store grain for shipping on the river until trucking made the tower obsolete.
It sat here for many, many years, just abandoned, until Scott came along.
And he just fell in love with it. And his line was, "It just spoke to me," and said, "Can you save me?" And he did.
Scott Wright, Leela's father, was 80 years old when he started transforming the tower into a 4-bedroom, 8-bath home.
I pretty much figured he was crazy.
While keeping its history intact, he recycled the wooden cribs that stored the grain right down to the nails.
He loved to show this is part of the grain crib. These are 2x6s, put flat on each other, nailed together with 16 penny nails. And even the kitchen countertop upstairs on the 4th floor is made out of the wood that came out of the grain cribs.
Granary equipment gets a second life, like the scale decorating the Grand Salon, complete with a receipt book documenting the tons of wheat that moved through this place. A porthole in the stairwell shows how thick the tower's concrete walls are, and there's a discovery around every corner.
So this is the reading chair, he called it.
You don't even have to have a lot of imagination. The imagination just takes over once you get here. It's built into the space here.
There's a tuba that's a chandelier. That was just one of his visions. He had a very eclectic taste.
It's not all just whimsy. The Flour Tower has a wine cellar, an elevator to help navigate all 5 stories, and plenty of places to sit back and enjoy the scenery. Seriously, have you ever seen a half bath with a view like this? Scott Wright's passion project is proof you're never too old to build your dream.
It was all a labor of love. He had a vision and he worked on it rapidly.
Wright passed away in 2023, but his legacy remains, standing tall on the banks of the Columbia. A piece of history that's also a home.
There's a ton of possibilities, so it's hard to say, but whoever gets it, I want them to love it as much as he did.